Microsoft Women in the Cloud Summit 2021. It's my honor and my privilege and my joy to be here with you. I first want to give a big shout out to Chaitra and Ashley and Raisa. Thank you all so much for your incredible work in putting this amazing event together. And then I want to give a special hello to every single one of you who are tuning in from all over the world and participating in what I know has been an incredible couple of days. I'm so thrilled that we are leaning into power this year, because when we look at the challenges that we face in creating the kind of world we want to see, we must understand that our relationship to power lives at the center of our greatest opportunity and our greatest challenge. Not only as women or entrepreneurs or leaders, but as human beings. How do we define power? Why do we want power? And who is it that we perceive has the power when it comes to what we want to achieve, especially in the areas of economic growth and purpose-driven impact? This opportunity to shift the narrative is about more than just more diverse participation. It is about asking ourselves if we honestly believe that the current paradigm is working. It is about courageously exploring whether we think that greater conformity to the traditional ways of thinking and being and operating are truly the way. When I speak with the leaders that we have the privilege to serve at Move the Crowd and through our Women of Color Executive Initiative and Formation, I hear stories of burnout and fatigue, of mental and emotional exhaustion and frustration, of unexplained health challenges relegated to stress. I hear stories of microaggressions and macroaggressions, of hostile environments and challenging interactions that live at the intersection of the difference in race and gender and orientation. I hear stories of isolation and, of course, the all-pervasive cases of imposter syndrome that occupy the realities of those who find themselves as the first and the fews and the onlys in their field and their industries. And all of this causes me to question, what is it about the current way that we see power, that we define power, that we use power, that has so many of us who are powerful feeling powerless? It can be easy to believe that we have no choice, that the table is set and that our work is simply to figure out how to survive and thrive within it. And we can succumb to the tactical tips and tools and strategies that will help us excel in the context of more of the same. But that isn't change, is it? So what is required in order to create a more empowered global workforce that feels representative and honoring of the strength, brilliance, and power we possess? There is a belief that we hold as women that something will be different if we, more of us, have the opportunity to participate. We know that there is something we provide in our leadership that is game changing. We recognize the unique set of skills we bring and our ability to see the whole picture while still zeroing in on the most minute detail. We understand the power of our unique experience from having to care for people, process, and result. We know that we foster a unique perspective when it comes to how we view the world, because we have had the experience of being on the outside looking in. Our creativity, wisdom, and intuition are needed right now. Now is the time to celebrate those aspects of our leadership that actually occur as vastly different from the status quo. The data on 2020 is clear. The impact of the triple pandemic and the brunt of the challenges have landed squarely on the shoulders of women, and more specifically, women of color. But what we also know is that something deep inside of us is changing. More of us are awakening to the possibility that there is a different way to live and work and be in the world. As we rise in the ranks of leadership, and as we launch and continue to build phenomenal businesses at a staggering rate, we also intuitively understand that we will be the stewards of change. And every single one of us is being called right now to a higher purpose. So I want to ask you, or ask us, three vital questions. When it comes to power, one, what do we value? Two, what is it that we believe that we are here to uniquely bring? And three, what is it that we ultimately want to affect? Because it can no longer be business as usual. Yes, technology has an integral role to play in every facet of this new virtual reality. And the opportunities to be at the forefront of those innovations absolutely belong to us. But the deeper challenge and perhaps greater opportunity will exist among we, the people, and how we as a global family will learn how to live and work together in a way where more of us can achieve our full potential. True inclusion is going to require more than critical mass. We are going to have to roll up our sleeves and courageously engage in the disconnects in ideology and systems and structures and policies and procedures that create disconnects in the center of our humanity. We all know the pain of this. Being stretched beyond reason in our respective jobs, navigating the health and well-being of our families, while still trying to remain positive and motivated on behalf of those who look to us for guidance and direction. If we are serious about change, we have to question what is true power and what is real success and who is entitled to it. Power is begging to be redefined. The values and principles that govern our global economy and culture need to be reimagined in ways that invite greater generosity, responsibility, and collaboration. We have the opportunity to bring something different to the table, something that actually has the potential to change the way the table is formed. If we want change, becoming more powerful and influential has to be guided by something greater, by a vision that places our humanity at the center, by a vision that understands that we all don't look the same, or sound the same, or think the same, and that that is actually a good thing. A vision that also recognizes that when we bring our whole selves to the party is infinitely better for everybody. Our collective power begins with aligning with our true purpose. It begins with seeing our own magnificence and brilliance in a way that creates the capacity to see the magnificence and brilliance in others. It begins with telling the truth about what is working and what is not, and taking responsibility for the ways in which we show up as part of the solution and the ways in which we show up as part of the problem. It begins with owning our highest contribution and being guided in a purposeful way to make the kinds of connections and collaborations with others whose missions and values reflect our own. We have an unprecedented opportunity within this collective to redefine what is power and to determine who thrives when we lead. In this era, success gets to be about more than just the what. It gets to be about the how and the who. It gets to be about more than power over, but rather power to, power for, power with, and power within. We can achieve so much more if we provide room and space to work together in ways that are honoring, uplifting, and expansive. We can manifest the world we desire if we're willing to believe that there is more than enough for every single one of us to thrive and prosper. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do you value? What is it you believe you're uniquely here to bring? And what is it that you ultimately want to affect in the world? And what will be different if you have your way? We cannot build a new world on old assumptions. Every single one of us has to confront the gaps in our personal and collective integrity. We are remaking economy and culture in real time, and it is an active exercise in co-creation. Change is inevitable. The question is, what kind of change will it be? The choice is yours. Thank you again for the opportunity to be with you today. I want to leave each of you with a gift to help us stay in this conversation. As you answer those important questions for yourself about what you value, about what you're here to bring, and what it is that you want to affect in these times, I want to share my 5-step protocol with you for rising in the midst of chaos. As a woman, an entrepreneur, and a leader, it is vital that we have practices that ground us and keep us clear about what's really important, especially as we navigate these wildly exciting and uncertain times. This 5-step protocol will help you realign with your mission. It will help you stay fortified and clear about your purpose. And it'll help you exercise new forms of courage as you work to achieve your greatest aspirations and goals. I'm putting the link for you here in the chat. You can also find it in the gift area. And then, of course, you can just take a screenshot of this particular image right now before you with the URL at the bottom. Thank you again for the opportunity to be with you today. All my best.